How's it going, everybody? My name is just Jared, but you guys can just call me Jared, and welcome back to another No Man's Sky tip video. And in this one, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to get units early on, the best ways to get units early on, and kind of just beginner steps for you guys starting out in the game, just to be able to get units, because it does kind of seem a little bit tough early on, especially if you are new, because there's a lot going on and you're not really 100% sure what you are doing. So it's very easy to get units early on if you just do a few steps, and they're very easy steps. So I'm going to explain the 5 best tips for getting units early on. So first off, just scan everything. Once you load up the game, you find out your ship has crashed, you have to fix your ship, fix your multi-tool, and fix your scanner. Make sure you fix your scanner, which allows you to scan for things, and your analyzer, which actually allows you to scan specific things. Now once you do that, just scan everything you can. When you go to a different planet, scan everything you can. Scan all the plants that you find, scan all the rocks that you find, scan all the creatures you find, because especially now, since a recent update, everything you scan gets you a lot of units. You'll scan a creature, you get 4,000 units. You scan a plant, you get 4,000 units. The rarer the creature that you scan and the rarer the plant that you scan, the more units that you actually accumulate. So just scan every single thing you possibly can. You can even scan regular items that you can collect, like plutonium or zinc. You can scan those before you collect them, and they still give you units for scanning them. Now after you scan everything, make sure you upload everything. That is the second tip. You want to go to your Discoveries tab, and on the left it shows the planets and the systems and the moons that you have discovered. Holding square on everything will let you upload them, which will also give you a bonus to units. Uploading planets and systems usually gives you 2,500 and 5,000 units. Uploading creatures, depending on how rare they are, can give you up to 5,000 units. The same with plants, depending on how rare they are, they can give you up to 1,000 units. So make sure you just upload everything with just holding square on them in the Discoveries tab menu. You can also rename and upload planet systems, creatures, and plants. This gives you the same amount of units, but allows you to actually rename them whatever you wish. Now, there is something that not a lot of players know about because the game does not tell you it is there. A very, very, very good way to get units early on is to 100% the fauna on planets. Now, what does that mean? That means you scan every single species of creature on one planet. And how do you do this? Every time you scan a creature, it'll pop up in the bottom right hand corner, and it'll say, let's say 1 of 6 creature species scanned, or 1 of 12 creature species scanned. Now what you want to do is get every single species on that planet actually scanned. They could be birds, they can be on ground creatures, they could be underwater creatures, so you want to make sure you look everywhere. If you are missing a few, they could be specifically in caves, so also check caves. But once you find all creatures on your planet, you want to open the Discoveries menu, go over to the right where it has the creature list, and then there'll be a little silver icon next to the creatures. That icon has like a animal paw print on it. You can hold X on that and it'll turn gold, and it'll give you a huge sum of units for discovering all the creatures on said planet. And that sum of units will be right next to that medal. It'll say if you discover all creatures on this planet, it'll give you 125,000 units. Sometimes it's 225,000 units, sometimes it's 300,000 units, depending on the planet and how many species of creatures you have to actually scan. So that is a very, very, very good tip to getting units, because the game does not tell you that is there. Tip number 4, don't be afraid to sell things, because early on in the game you don't need much except for basic elements like plutonium, zinc, platinum, iron, things like that, thamium. Don't be afraid to sell like any nickel or copper or iridium or other weird items that you come across early on. The game doesn't explain to you, what you're going to need or what things do or what certain items are for what. Early on, just sell stuff, because that'll help you accumulate units. It'll help you save up for either a better ship or a better multi-tool, something that allows you to stay alive longer in space, or something that allows you to mine minerals quicker, which is always important early on. So don't worry about selling the wrong item or doing something. Just don't sell quest items or mission items, and you'll be fine. Just if you find like Viking daggers or Korvax cubes or fantastic beads, just sell them. They're not 100% worth it to hold on early. And the fifth tip for getting units early on in No Man's Sky is just to simply explore. Just explore, because walking around and finding things is a very, very good way to get units. You can walk around and you can find little green boxes on the ground which allow you to open them, and each one of those comes with an item that you can sell for roughly 10 to 20,000 units if you can hold on to them, because they do take up a whole slot. You can also find damaged machinery, which doesn't take a lot to actually open up. Those contain nanite clusters, which is another form of currency that is very, very good to have. So just walking around and picking up stuff is a great way to get money, because you can just sell it all when you go to a space station, because early on a lot of the materials you gather that aren't basic you don't actually need right then and there. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Those are my 5 tips on how to get units early on. So thank you very much for watching. If you have other tips, make sure to share them down in the comments just for new players, so they can go down there, read, and see, other ways that might be good to start out as far as getting units go, or other tips you might have for starting out in the beginning of the game. My name has been Just Jared. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up for me. Subscribe for more No Man's Sky news, gameplay coverage, and tips all the time. My name has been Just Jared. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastically awesome day. Peace out.